Hello everyone, welcome to Willow and Roots. It's Michelle here and I have another reading for you. Today's reading, we're going to find out what is your relationship wounding. We are going to be using the Sacred Woundings Archetype Oracle to find out. So let's get started. There's going to be 3 options to choose from. Okay. May I have a card for option 1's wounding, relationship wounding? Okay, there's a lot. I don't know if I should take them all. Okay, I will. So this is option 1. So there's 3 wounds here for option 1. Okay. May I have the wounds for option 2? Okay, option 2 has 1 wound, and it may be the most dominant wound when it comes to relationships. And may I have the wounds for option 3? Option 3 also has 1 wound. Okay, so this is option 1, this is option 2, and this is option 3. So you can pause the video, choose a card, let's get to it. Hello, option 1, for those of you who selected the first pile. Yes, it's a pile. Here's your reading. So let's see what wounds you may have received from your relationships. First wound, the wound of the silent oracle or silenced oracle. Knowing truth but being punished for speaking it. This wound forms when your insights is met with fear, dismissal, or punishment. You may have spoken from clarity or intuition only to be shamed, ignored, or cast out. It can leave you doubting your inner knowing, afraid to share your voice, or bury your truth to stay safe. Wow. This could be the it's all in your head nonsense. Okay. The wound of the uninitiated adult. Never shown how to grow into power. This wound forms when you're expected to function as an adult without ever being guided, witnessed, or empowered into maturity. You're left to figure it out alone, carrying roles you were never prepared for. It can leave you feeling overwhelmed, uncertain, or ashamed of not knowing how to fully stand in your strength. Wow. The wound of the weight of witness. Carrying what you couldn't fix. This wound arises when you've held space for pain, trauma, or injustice you couldn't change. You saw too much, felt too deeply, or stood by helplessly. It can leave you heavy with guilt, sorrow, or helplessness, not for what you did, but for what you couldn't do. Wow. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Look at that. Knowing truth and it's just silenced. Not being able to express what you're picking up on or your true feelings. Being poo-pooed and pushed to one side. Almost like having decisions made for you. This is like stepping back or being carried in a relationship. So you're in a relationship, but you're not present in the relationship or not made to feel present in the relationship. And with the weight of witness, it's like a pattern because it could be relationship after relationship after relationship. You're experiencing the same cycle of being invisible, ignored, wanting it to stop each time. So each relationship you enter into, you're wanting to change it, but you can't. You don't know how. This is surrendering your integrity, disempowering yourself to keep the peace in a relationship or to keep the person. And I'm hearing to not rock the boat, but sometimes you do have to rock the boat, right? Sometimes you have to Stand up for yourself, speak your truth. And if it upsets someone to the point where they end a relationship, then oh well. Because it's all about integrity. It's all about being a part of the relationship, being heard and respected. What you have to say has meaning. So it's you seeing this within yourself, no longer choosing to be quiet, to be pushed to the side, to be disrespected and not valued. You know, being treated like a child, what the hell? Six of Swords, King of Swords, wow. Okay. Six of Swords, moving out of that energy, choosing to make the change that you are desiring. It's not about the next person may be different. It's you have to be different. The King of Swords also speaks on your relationships. Those you are choosing as partners can be quite domineering. They do all the planning, or most of it, or make the final decision. And it needs to be mutual, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles. You know, really sitting in situations where you're so used to, again, not being included, yet you're in the relationship. And this can be any type of relationship, but there is someone who's quite domineering. And now it's time for you to actually make decisions, but decisions that's right for you. So we're talking about personal change. This is you with the Knight of Pentacles, starting to develop this skill of making plans for yourself, making decisions, taking action towards the direction you're going to be taking in life, or what you want from a relationship. This is you being the change that you are seeking, putting an end to dimming your light, putting who you are in a tiny box to please another person. With the Five of Cups, usually it's two cups in the distance. Here we have one of the two cups with the liquid pouring out. We have this cup still standing. So that's the Ace of Cups. And here it would mean you pouring into yourself. Sometimes you have to consider your own feelings first. And it's not done in a selfish way where no one else matters. But you have to make sure that you are not neglecting yourself, disrespecting yourself, dishonoring yourself, or allowing others to do so. Choosing how you treat yourself and how you expect to be treated by others. You are the change. And we have here the Lovers with the choices you make, right? The decision to not speak up, or the decision on who you choose as a potential mate. I'm seeing red here, and it's like taking the time to see the red flags. What may seem beautiful with the red roses in the beginning could actually be a danger, a warning, right? So taking the time to see a person's intentions and calling it out before it becomes a problem, before you become fully invested in a situation that ends up bringing heartbreak down the line, where you are feeling like I've wasted time. I don't even know who I am, with the uninitiated adult. Being lost, being carried in a relationship to the point where you don't even know your likes, dislikes anymore because you've lived through another. And this is about claiming yourself back. Okay, let's get another card. Yep, death. Death. That's the change. You are the change. Bottom of that, we have the Queen of Wands. Yep. This is what it's about. Coming to life again and discovering who you are. finding your passion, likes, dislikes, not settling, not playing it small. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 2. For those of you who selected the second card, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. The Scar of the Wounded Warrior. Nice. Burnt out from battles you didn't choose. This wound forms when you've spent strength surviving what was never yours to carry. Constantly in fight mode, you may feel exhausted, guarded, or numb, haunted by the need to stay strong. It can leave you wondering who you are without the war and aching for rest that feels truly safe. Wow. That's not a very nice wound. I mean, this is different to option 1, and it's nice because you have this inner strength that is self-assured, it's determined, it's empowering and impressive. However, there's 2 scenarios here. One is fighting other people's battles. So you could be in a relationship and everything that your person says is gospel. They could be talking terribly about people, and their enemies are your enemies, and you would be fighting tooth and nail for them without even knowing the situation surrounding the drama. You are just ride or die for them, and it's quite exhausting because for that scenario, what this is saying is nobody is perfect, and your person may be manipulating you in certain situations, and you will be able to feel it. But there is something within you that likes to defend others because you want to be defended. It's like, I'm doing this in the hopes that you would do this for me if needed. And guess what? That's not the case. They would not return the favor. They would actually call you out. So if the shoe was on the other foot, they would tell you where you were wrong, and rightly so. So it's to not defend someone blindly. Okay, that's for some of you. The other scenario is being in a relationship where there is constant drama. You and your partner are at it like enemies. Not only is there verbal battles, there may be physical battles. There's competition with career, with finances. It's a constant you against me. It's not an us, it's not a we, and it becomes exhausting. Both individuals enjoy the high from competition. This is like the 5 of Wands. Who is the best? And in some cases, battle of the sexes, that type of vibe. But after a while, it gets played out, it gets stale. And one person or both may look outside of the relationship for something that is less combative because they're drained. There's nothing else that is refreshing about the connection other than getting a high from the competing. That's it. There's no calmness. There's no softness. It's just constant fire and harsh energy. So the wounding here is expecting this from other relationships that follows this particular one. I mean, this could be a relationship that you experienced in the past and you're still walking around with this wound, and it's damaging your potential relationships because you feel that you need to be combative or have your guard up because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, or you're waiting for the person to behave in a way where you have to defend yourself or outdo them. And again, with the other scenario, it's like you're a guard dog for the person without thinking for yourself, without seeing the situation for what it is, seeking truth. Okay, because you should be able to call out your partner if they're in the wrong. You don't just defend them. You're like, hey, that's a bit messed up, and where you feel they're in the wrong, you have to let them know. That's love, baby. But this is quite draining. However, it is inspiring when in the right energy. Okay, Yep. And that's it. Ace of Swords on the bottom. So the first card is the 10 of Wands. A ridiculous amount of pressure. This is like you get no relief. Magician. Manipulative energy. This could read as doing things to make it challenging for my partner. Right? Everything I do, I can't get a break, or it's always hard work. And it's disappointing. Doesn't feel good. I don't feel fulfilled. Or when they get back at me, they kind of do a low blow. Being triggered. Two of Cups. Both people are doing it. Wow. You are compatible but not compatible. Because both people are hurting each other by manipulating one another and trying to make the situation challenging. This is having or creating an incredible amount of stress. There's devil energy here, but it's not here, the devil card. But Magician and the Three of Swords, I am doing things, everything in my power to hurt you. All right, Ace of Swords speaks on the truth. Okay, that's like amen. So we have Four of Pentacles. Okay, and Four of Cups, two fours. Being comfortable in feeling kind of shitty. This is like you're disconnecting or having to be emotionally disconnected to protect yourself, because this is so toxic right here. So you have to emotionally shut down in order to survive. So there is no love here in this energy. The other scenario where the person is blindly defending someone, there is manipulation with the Magician here. And for someone to put you in that position where they may be dishonest about people and you are out there looking crazy defending them when they may have been the cause of the whole drama. They do not love you, because if they did, they would not put you in that situation. That's what this is saying. With the Three of Swords, Four of Cups, it's like they're just not even emotionally there, involved. They do not care. That's not love. Hanged Man on the bottom is saying, look, there needs to be food for thought. You need to think long and hard about this, right? Who you choose to give your heart to, who you loving, or examining if this is love. Does this person with the King of Cups mean well? Okay, so I'm gonna end the reading right here because this is full on. Or you know what, I'll give you guys a medicine card because this energy is crazy. Okay, you want that one on top. We have here the Voyage. How to manage my challenges. I open myself to the new and recover from the old cycle. Yeah, this is like, look, you don't need to be doing this anymore. We have the Power of 6. That's the Lover's card as well, but represents the choices we make. The Voyage is needing to explore outside of your situation. Truth. Now, I'm not talking about going out there dating other people and, you know, acting crazy, irresponsible. I'm talking about stepping outside of a situation and looking at the bigger picture with the Voyage, right? Traveling out of the situation and looking from another perspective. Are these challenges mine, or why am I drawn to challenges? Starting there. All right, so I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 3. For those of you who selected the third card, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. The wound of the distant witness. Watching life instead of living it. This wound arises when disconnection becomes a form of protection, whether through trauma, overwhelm, or self-doubt. You learn to observe rather than engage. It can leave you feeling detached, emotionally numb, or haunted by the sense that life is passing you by while you remain on the edges. So you may have had some really traumatic experiences in relationships where it is best to self-protect, numb out pretty much, to not feel, and hope that eventually you will feel safe enough to gradually open up and be vulnerable with whoever you are with. But what happens in this case is it's very easy to become comfortable in self-protection mode where you don't have to emotionally engage. Now, I'm not talking about not being physical with someone, touching, kissing, so on and so forth. I'm talking about feeling something for someone. We're talking about the area where the person can't see it. This is within you. You can be around someone and give the impression that you are into them when in fact inside you don't feel the same way. Your emotions does not match your actions. People do that all the time. Yes, there's some individuals who can't hide it because body language is strong. But here it's like being so guarded because of past experiences. You are bringing that energy into your new connections, or will bring it in your new connections. And if you're wondering, wow, how, why, look back at your relationship history and find out what triggered this to happen. What caused you to shut down emotionally? Was it something someone said? Was it taught when you were younger, right? As a child, from family members? What broke your heart? Okay. Okay, I also want to say with the distant witness, sometimes you can go through traumatic experiences, traumatic relationships where you have to protect your heart. So you have to take a step back. But this card is speaking about Four of Cups energy, right? Completely shutting down. There are times where you have to be vulnerable and times where you have to protect yourself. You're able to not get too emotionally attached so that you can see the intentions of the other person. You know, being able to read red flags, being able to pick up energetically on what's going on with this connection. And once you feel safe enough, you will then open up gradually be more vulnerable. So there's nothing wrong with that. But again, this card is saying, hell no. Even if the person seems safe, I ain't open up shit. And that's what it's giving. So we have Three of Wands, the Sun, Three of Wands. Eight of Wands. Sorry, Eight of Wands. Okay. This is saying, my ears is ringing. You may have been told this by another tarot reader that someone is coming in who's going to be really good. So we're talking about down the line, there's going to be a fulfilling relationship coming in, and, you know, get excited about it. Do your inner work so you can be open to enjoying it. Here it's confirming that, and it's for you to believe. You need to believe and to trust. And if you're still in this space where you are shut down, it's not about the relationship anymore or the other person. It's something going on within you that is inflicting pain and fear of relationships. For some of you, it may be where you need to question if you are even attracted to the same sex, needing to dive deep and connect with some home truths. This is when you Can't look at the other. You have to look at yourself as to why I refuse to be vulnerable, yet feeling pressurized by time. Something beautiful is coming in, and it's calling for you to prepare for it. We have the Queen of Cups, looking after the self. We have the Three of Pentacles. That's a meeting. Like you being in a good place personally within yourself when this comes in. This person comes in. But again, there's a call for you to be honest with yourself. What's interesting is when the universe does this type of stuff, I've seen it with my clients, where they're in a place of fear, where they're shut down to relationships, and that's when a beautiful connection comes in. A connection that has the potential for longevity, where the person is respectful and loving and understands themselves, live with integrity and morals. But the client's just not there. I've seen it time and time again. Everything that they want, and it's like, I'm still bruised, or I'm still discovering who I am. Wow. And with the Queen of Swords, refuse this blessing coming in altogether. Can I have more info? King of Pentacles, look at that, a beautiful opportunity. Someone with staying power. Someone who's very stable and secure in all areas of their life. Okay. Gotta be open to it. Nine of Wands. But the wounds are still present. This is you entering into the connection, but with the wounds, with the baggage. Okay. Five of Swords, look at that, and could actually sabotage it too. Knight of Wands, yeah, it's looking at it as no different to the others. It's temporary, so I'm just gonna not even take it seriously, when in fact the universe has brought you something that has, again, the potential to be amazing. Six of Pentacles, it's for you to accept it. Wow. Okay, let me give you medicine, because this is another one that needs some medicine. Okay, you want to come out too. Two healing cards. First one, the Knight. Abundance, dreams, intuition. Working with lavender to calm your nerves. We have amethyst, bush fuchsia. We have the wolf energy. The Knight. In the darkness, I can see the reality of my existence. So the Knight card I'm gathering from this is really needing to go inwards. We're talking about hermit energy, really doing some reflection, right? Really connecting with the shadow aspects of yourself. And the shadow aspects could be, again, what exists within you. So what you came here with, or what was created based on your experiences with others. But it's time to really work through that, right? Healing it. Amethyst, master healer crystal, right? It's the teacher though. Okay, what are my obstacles? The disciple. We have the root chakra, and it says, I choose to nourish my soul so I can receive proper guidance. Yeah, and we have the scorpion right here. So again, going to the depths and connecting with that shadow aspect of the self and really facing it. With the root chakra, you're really in there and you're facing this. Everything that you are feeling and home truths, you are bringing up to the surface to work on, to heal, so that you can be more open to blessings coming in. And it doesn't mean that you're going to completely forget about what happened in the past. You will be able to function and remember and understand and grow wiser from that experience. We have two come into balance, into form. And the TP here That's giving me gosh, what's it called again? The sweat lodge. Going into the sweat lodge and meditating and connecting with your higher self, and again connecting with the shadow self, and to work through all that holds you back. The disciple being committed to this, to self-improvement. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.